Welcome everybody to another episode of the Plumes of Hazards. I am Mastblast 09. Blah, blah. So this guy over here, stuffing his face, is the Angstful Vapor.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
I was thinking Mastblast 09, but I'm like live at 9. Just fucked up.
What's up, everybody? Over there, we've got the man, the beard, the legend, Fubaka.
What up? The staff is here. Remember last week I just showed it off. I left the atomizer I used on it at work. Well, suck on these nuts.
I'm vaping like foo.
Mm-hmm. You're vaping like foo on a bottom feeder.
Anyway, this thing is fucking awesome. It's replaced my Mini, so fuck you, Mast.
Yikes.
I'm joking. I love my Mini. But it's nice. It's not obviously not a taking out piece. But
Did we not finish the introductions?
No, we did not.
no, we didn't. It's fuck Sean too.
No, I already introduced myself. We're fine.
Oh. Well, you definitely cut my cam on earlier. I was like, all of a sudden I heard tink. I was just getting some fries and put them in my mouth. It's like, what the hell? That was
I tried to delay for you, man. I tried to help you out, but
I appreciate the effort. I
got it.
Anyway, the staff is operational. I just got a charger. The charge is 26,650. So
Nice. So Ginger Vapes 13 says he's got his Plumes T-shirt, the biggest 2XL in the history.
yay! He got it.
wait, he wears a 2XL?
He shouldn't be complaining.
It was free.
Oh,
Man,
sound like
speaking of Ginger Vapes, I have something, but it's too far away to get.
And by the way, if you guys are seeing lag, I think Google Hangouts is jacked up tonight because everybody keeps lagging out.
we were having some issues setting up, so.
Yeah.
The intro looked funny too. It was definitely laggy.
Yeah, sorry.
Laggy.
What are you gonna do? Hey,
We really are at the mercy of our Google overlords on this one.
but he did. But it did last all of 43 seconds or whatever. So you still gotta wait the whole time.
Too long. Too long. That intro is too long.
It's too long.
I think the banter before we actually get started is arguably a lot longer than that intro video.
Yep. That's accurate. Absolutely.
We just bring the flutes.
You know, man, I was like all happy because we had like this seamless transition into food, talking about the news. And we completely derailed all of that to just.
I'm so sorry. I broke that. Wait, which side am I supposed to be on? Which side am I usually on? This side?
There you go. That's.
This
not
way?
that side.
I'm gonna do the whole show this way.
Hey, are you in Australia?
Live from Australia.
There you go.
Look, now we in China. No, we ain't doing that. All right.
All right, widescreen.
To get down to bronze tax.
Oh.
Oh snap!
Yikes.
That's terrible.
Hey, you got a rim shot over there? I can queue up Google.
I'm not apologizing for that comment.
We got some spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
We're gonna do the show Almodovar style.
Bravo, Almodovar.
We ain't getting shit done today, boys.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be ready next time.
So anyway, staff is operational. Very happy.
Nice.
It works nice. And if an intruder comes into my bed, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them with it.
The best thing about that mod, besides the fact that it's heavy and it's cool and it's big or whatever, but that sliding freaking resistance potentiometer is freaking great.
Oh yeah. My boss was playing with it at the shop. She fucking turns it up all the way and realized I go because I just dripped it and I'm like, ah.
What'd you say? Stop it.
Otherwise, biker dude that was at the shop today, I'm very sorry I forgot your name, but if you're watching, what's up? He said he saw me on YouTube today. I was like, oh. For real.
What's the matter, Sean?
Mass, you just have this. The last couple of weeks, it's just ruined Fubaka's news.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're the new. You're Brown Sean.
The one time during the show that he speaks, and you just have to see fit.
Is he gonna be up on his high burrow?
I'm not paying attention to what he's saying. He usually doesn't say anything, so that's why I tune him out.
That's true.
And dude, even the mutes are late. Google's fucking up. Anyway, so we got Stellar V3s in the shop today. I hadn't even like physically looked at them. I didn't get a chance to today. And so I went and I Google searched. And what the fuck, Cartel?
Right?
You gonna screen share this with people?
What in the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna. What you say? Where's that screen share
Where's the
button?
screen share at?
There you go.
A white page?
It's coming. Hey, wait for it. Nah, Shay.
Oh, it's having some problems.
Hey,
You gotta move it around. Don't move it around the screen.
again, the most professional show in vaping, everyone.
Is it not coming out?
What is
Not
this
just
garbage?
What?
It's just a white page.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Hit refresh.
Let's try it again.
I'm queuing up my savers.
How's that for an attention whore, Sergeant Hank Daruski?
White page again.
Just give me the link. I'll put it up.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay. So as
But anyway,
doing that.
as you know, my daily carry is, the Stellar clone on my clone nemesis. Clone life, man. The chop top is only good enough.
There it is.
And the Stellar is very basic in its layout. It's got a nice sized deck.
There it is,
Yeah.
even bigger.
The V2, very easy to build on. I use 24 gauge on mine, and if you look at Mass Screen, they went with the 3 negative post layout. But fucking copper posts, man.
What's up
I'm
with that?
skeptical about that shit. It looks like. I like the juice well idea. It's kind of like they took a Tobe and put 3 negative posts. But why the fuck do they do copper posts, man?
And they did kind of like the Cerberus setup style.
Yeah,
right?
that as well.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing that I wonder about. You see at the end of the posts how there's like little cutouts. Is that to help you with your wires?
Yeah, it looks like it. But you would think that would not make good contact, right? Unless they were twisted and super thick.
Right. If you're pushing them down, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
It looks very easy to build on, but I'm skeptical of copper posts. I mean, I'm sure all of us are. So
Oh yeah, I'm not pro copper post at all.
Yeah, no copper, no brass, none of that shit in my Addy. Just give me stainless.
And coming into just now, and I looked up a picture of this half an hour before we went live, I was thinking about scooping it. At the right price, like I already love the V2, and I figure if I get the next one, I'll get the real one.
Yeah.
But now,
Because otherwise, they kept everything else. I mean, fuck that top cap, chuff life.
Chef life indeed.
But yeah, I'm very disappointed that they did that. I mean, I don't really mind the 3 negative post. I'm not going to do more than a 2-coil build, but not impressed. Moving on, what was that? I had some customers, like the shop I work at we have our share of foreigners and people who are in town, visiting New York. So I had about 4 people ask me today about traveling. I think I get a handful of questions every day about traveling with e-liquid and all that. And can I vape on a plane? And I'm just like asking oh, is this okay to vape in the airplane? But I'm just like,
No. Bad idea.
Plus, you're asking the wrong dude.
Plus, you're brown.
Can I take a piss on a plane? The brown guy's gonna say no.
Right.
No. Don't do anything on a plane. Just shut the fuck up and sit in your seat.
Without saying names, let's talk crucifixions on vaping on.
Yes. Crucifixions. So segueing very smoothly from people asking me if it's okay to vape on a plane, someone made a video on how to vape on a plane.
Crucify him.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit ain't cool.
Not even a little.
It's not cool. It's not very responsible. It's not very cool.
It makes all of us look like douchebags.
Yeah, and God forbid that, hey, I'm trying to stealth on a plane and you end up coughing. Because, the first few times you try to stealth, like I've stealthed on the subway and stuff,
Oh yeah, but there's a big difference between like stealthing on a plane by yourself or making a video on a plane telling people how to stealth on a plane.
Right.
Not fucking cool. That's that shit I don't like.
That gives every single fucking member of the vaping community a terrible fucking name.
And not to mention, someone mentioned it on Facebook, but it's like, are you that impatient that you have to vape on a plane?
Right.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Chill out a little bit.
And you know, that's what I love about vaping is that I'm not as irritable without vaping. Like I'll go 2 or 3 hours in my day before I hit my vape.
Well, what sucks too is that the TSA just put out this whole big thing like have it on carry-ons, fucking put it in your pocket. You know, they're fucking loosening up all the restrictions on vaping so that when you land, you can fucking easily vape. And then somebody has to go make a video of them vaping on a fucking
I
plane.
really think it was not a I need to vape and this is how I'm going to do it and I'm going to videotape it. I think that was predetermined and it was planned for and
it's an attention grab.
It's definitely, you know, you can grab attention different ways and whatever you want to do. Doing that hurts everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They definitely need to get called out on it because, as you said, I don't know if you mentioned yet, Fu, but you know, people are now starting to come up in your vape shop and ask you about vaping and flying and vaping while flying. You know,
these
where do they get these crazy ideas?
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying they got the idea from there, but the video in question was inquired upon by I think one of my coworkers and a customer had seen it. I'm just like,
And it's
I wish we had wonderful music for this transition because in not typical Plumes fashion. Well, in not typical Plumes fashion, we're gonna take this and we're gonna turn this into a how to travel with your vape shit on a plane, courtesy of the Angstful Vapor.
Do we have a transition music?
Yeah, we do. This is the transition.
Almodovar.
Actually, for what we're talking about, this is better. How about it?
Nice. Yakety sax. It never gets old. It does bring back fond memories of watching like old '70s reruns of Benny Hill with little half-naked women running around. It's always funny. Always funny.
So I took the Andy Griffith approach.
Yes, but no, that works. It both works. Both very white. So I do a lot of traveling for my job, my real job. Not this job. This job pays shit. My regular job that pays for the mortgage.
This job takes money from you.
Yeah, this job pays the kickbacks.
We pay for this job.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt Fu. Are you finished with your news before I start?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
unless there's something incredibly important I forgot to bring up.
No, you're good.
Fucking VaporCon's next month. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. So I do a lot of traveling, and so this question comes up on ECR. I mean, twice a week, every week, forever. So I figured we might as well address it really quickly on the show. It's really, really easy to fly with vape gear. People get really worried about it. People that don't fly often get really worried about it. Don't worry about it, because there's a few things that you're gonna have with you when you're vaping, right? You're gonna have batteries, you're gonna have mods, you're gonna have drippers or tanks, and you're going to have juice. And you may have some rebuildy stuff and stuff in there as well, depending on how you like to vape. The easiest thing to remember is don't put anything in your checked baggage that's valuable. Nothing. Don't put any mods in there. Don't put any batteries in there. Don't put any juice in there if you can help it. If you're bringing a lot of juice, fine, but we'll get to that in a minute. But everything that's small and valuable, especially mods and tanks and things, carry them on. Things go missing out of your check bags all the time, and stuff that's small and valuable like that, cameras, mods, any of that sort of junk, that don't put it in your bag unless it's under lock and key and like a hard bag that's like a Pelican case or something that's locked. Don't put it in there. So bring everything on you. Everything stays in your bag. Everything stays in your backpack or whatever you're bringing on the plane. Everything stays in there except for juice. The only thing you have to take out of your bag is your juice. Put it in your liquids bag. You already got a quart-sized bag that's your hair gel and whatever the hell else that I don't need. Beep. But your shaving or your shaving cream and all that stuff is a little quart-sized bag, right? Put all your juice in there. Can't be 120s because it's 100 mils or lower. So all your little bottles of juice, throw it in there. That goes through the security scanner guy by itself with your laptop and whatever else you're bringing. But your mods stay in your bag. Your tanks stay in your bag. Your batteries stay in your bag. Chargers stay in your bag. Everything else stays in your bag.
I've taken to putting full tanks in my liquid bag because they do depressurize.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. So that does bring up another point. If you're using things that are bottom-fed tanks like Kayfuns, like Pro tanks, like any of that kind of jazz, if you're going to fly with them and they're full, best idea is to empty them into your little bottles. The next best idea is make sure they are upside down inside your bag. If they're upside down, they can breathe, right? You go up, air expands, it's going to push juice right out your feed hole, right out your air holes, if they're upside down the way they would normally be. If they're right side up the way they would normally be. Fly with them upside down, they can breathe, they can expand and then contract when you go back, and no problem, no leaks, no worries. So, everything stays in your bag, juice goes in your quart bag, done. Done. It's really, really easy. It doesn't get any easier than that. The only thing you might have to worry about, if you've got long scissors, or anything like that in your rebuilding kit, don't bring long scissors. Bring shorty guys, little tiny
wash cutters.
I found that the little short scissors work better for rebuild kits anyway.
They do. They're easy to carry around and whatever. I'm just saying. You can now carry very short, small tools like the little tiny screwdrivers. Those
nail cutters.
Come on board, no problem. Nail cutters are fine. Super short scissors are fine. Like if they're like an inch long, like the little thumb scissors and stuff.
I would also strongly suggest to all you people that you carry on your vape stuff, don't check it.
I said that like twice already, but yeah, I agree.
No, I'm only half listening. So
that's okay. These little thumb scissors go through just fine, and they're $1 on Fastech, and they're sharp as balls, and they work great. So
like really big beefy nail cutters, I've cut 22 gauge with them, like clean.
Yeah, totally. They work perfectly fine. So that's really about it. I just want to make sure that people can just know. Chill out with flying. It's all good. It's really easy. The TSA guys, half of them don't know what vaping is, but they know that stuff is okay because it's electronics. It's just going to go right through. And if they want to talk to you about it,
a lot of them are getting better too, right?
What?
They're getting better. A lot of them are getting better in understanding. And a lot of them vape too.
Absolutely. No, it's only getting more popular. People knowing what they got going on. All right, so that's it. I don't want to belabor that too much.
Can you imagine like your bag gets searched and the TSA guy sees mods and he pulls out his mods and gives you the nod?
Yeah, the vapor nod, right? What's up?
The vapor nod, yeah.
Yeah, or the I had a buddy that called it chin fishing. Can you get that one? Chin fishing. That cracks me up. So I finally have a chuff cap, which makes me very happy for my tobe. I am, I think, the last to get of the group because I had an order fall through, but whatever. It's very tasty. Makes me happy. So I have a picture to show everybody, and I'm going to see if my screen share works. I know Foos was being a little wonky there, but here comes mine. So here's the 26650. Actually, there's two of them. One of them is funny. Can you see what's funny?
It's got a special hat on.
It's got a special hat on. So this guy, can you see my mouse? I don't remember if the mouse is shared or not.
Yeah, I see the mouse.
All right, so the one on the right, or the one I've got my mouse over, obviously that's the weirdo one. This is, I think, and I haven't been able to find a whole lot of information about it, but this is a specific use battery that's used for other things, not vaping. If you want to use that, you can see that that metal goes all the way out to the side, and if you put that inside of a tube mod, you're probably going to have a bad day. You're gonna what's really gonna happen is you're gonna do that, and Mass is gonna make fun of you. That's basically what's gonna happen. So don't use those in the thing. Use the one with the regular normal thing that's wrapped all the way around the side. That way you only have one spot to deliver your power the way it's supposed to be. Dun, 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 dun. Have you seen those, Mass? Do you know what those are used for?
What? Those batteries?
Yeah, the battery with the funny hat.
Yeah, I thought that was a clone.
No, apparently it's not.
Oh, well, I thought I saw Omega talking about it being a clone.
I don't know if it's a clone. I think Omega was assuming because I don't think it really is a clone. I think it's just a different application. I can imagine scenarios where that would be a useful format, just not for a tube mod.
I love your screen share where I'm just poking out the side of the picture, giving a thumbs up.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
showing up.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just that is very weird. I just see it as because it even looks a little taller too.
It does look a hair taller. That's true.
You know,
maybe a mil or so. Yeah, but I mean, all batteries are plus or minus a couple mils, right?
Yeah.
So somebody like Understudy and myself are big Kayfun fans, and I saw an interesting post recently this last week on Svomesto's site, and I'm going to share that with you right now. So this little picture came up, and I thought, well, look at there. It's a bunch of... Oop, that didn't zoom. Is this zooming? There we go.
All I'm seeing is your batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's funny. I can see the other just fine. Maybe I have to wait for a minute. Maybe Google sucks. That's possible.
No, I'm just seeing
him.
Screen 2. Let's try
Welcome, everybody. Plumes of Hazard. This is our first day on the road.
How's that? Is that better?
Nope.
Now it's black.
Now it's just black. That's fantastic.
Just send me the link. I'll put it up.
All right. Here comes the link.
Okay.
Thank you, Google. I need to get some cool Mannycam action I haven't.
Okay.
You should probably turn your camera back on.
Yeah, I'm turning it.
Yeah, turn your camera back on so when you talk you can actually see it. And here comes the image.
All right. So there's the cool image. Looks like a bunch of decks. Looks like a bunch of chimneys, and it looks like that chimney might be threaded. So a long time ago here on the show we talked about Pyrex kits because I know Sean went through and bought a couple of them and hated all of them. But we've always said that if that top chimney was threaded into the top cap, you can eliminate those outside threads. You could just do a straight pressure fit on glass on the outside. It'd be really easy to do, and I really, really hope that that's what's happening here. That would be really super cool.
It depends on whether or not they fix the problem that the Pyrex kits have currently.
Right. Well, one would assume since they're designing a new, the new whole thing, they would tighten up the inner diameter or the outer diameter rather of the bottom of the chimney to make that a little bit better. Hopefully so. So Masty, I've got another picture that I'd like to put up.
Just send it up.
I'll buy it because it's a Kayfun, and I buy every new variation of the Kayfun that comes out.
Same. So this is another picture that I saw, and I haven't been able to... Well, the other one, by the way, is the only thing that Svomesto said, so there's no other information available on that guy.
This is the one that everybody's going to be all fucking like, where do I get it now? And we're never going to find one.
And we can't find them. But look at that thing. How cool is that? So we've got a couple of Kayfuns there, at least one, and maybe an orchid on the outside, and these guys think that it's a magma in the middle, which is possible too. So this might not be an authentic... this might be a third-party,
it's definitely third-party.
But if it is, that's cool too. But I haven't been able to find them yet, and as soon as we find them, we will let you know. But I think those are really interesting looking. It's like an M tank on crack.
Yeah, I want. I really do.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool.
Right.
What's that?
Kool-Aid on the right.
Kool-Aid on the right. So there's that. We talked about before about the threading thing. Those obviously it's regular threads on the bottom, so clearly that has to be plastic. That's not going to be glass. Those threads are way too fine to be glass.
Yeah, I mean they do look like plastic there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
which is okay if it's that Macrolon stuff. I mean, I've never had any authentic Kayfun thing crack.
I have had splinter cracks in one actually, and that's it.
But I was gonna say, and that's possible. I'm sure it can happen, but I've never vaped anything like Pluity or anything super citrusy or anything like that out of one. So I think they're a little more resistant to cracking than a lot of things, whatever that Macrolon stuff is.
Crack seems to be a bad problem in the vaping.
So, Angsty, somebody wants to know how you can use a chuff cap on the Rose.
You could.
Wait, what'd you call it?
If you want it right.
You can't use it on the Rose.
So it's unfortunately the new Stumpy kit is a little too short, and they couldn't get out the regular thing. I don't think it's going to seal very well. Sad, I know. Somehow we'll get over it. And then we're going to do flying with vape gear. We've already done that, so that's easy enough. The last thing that I was going to mention, and I didn't. You're right. I did go right in that 6650. That was Omega. That I saw on Facebook that posted that, so I want to make sure to give him some shouts.
Save the ECC stuff.
Yeah, so I haven't got there yet, but I am going to mention one juice that I picked up a while back that I haven't had before. Is that Kraft? It's CRFT.
Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, kind of. The one that I tried that I liked, the other ones were okay, but the one that I really liked was a strawberry blonde.
Lime cola is disgusting.
Yeah, that's not it. The lime cola was not good.
It's one of those ones that sounds better or something you just look at, not try it.
Yeah. But strawberry blonde is like a strawberry custardy kind of yumminess, and it's a little bit different than others that I've tried. The strawberry is a lot more pronounced than a lot of other custards that I've tried. And we'll get on to some stuff about custards here in a few minutes, but yeah, I just want to mention these guys because they were yummy.
Somebody's asking online, where can you buy the Stumpy kit?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. So we've already had the song played, so I can go and address it real quick. You can't buy the Stumpy kit; they're out of stock. So you need to email Lee Adler, send him an email or post in the group. You can find his email all over the place on the group. Just send him an email. He'll put you in the queue, and you can buy one, and you should because they're awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss a link to EdenMod's Facebook group.
And what are you, real quick, just a rundown, less than a minute, what are you ripping on, Angsty, right now?
Right now, the Duke and the Tobe and the Chuff Cap.
And what juice?
The Kraft.
All right. And whoever's next, what are you vaping on?
We all know what Sean's vaping on. He's vaping on something with a really tight draw and a DNA.
Actually, not the tight draw part, really.
Tight butthole, maybe. I got the staff with the Odin, Stellaire on the Nemesis, double piston.
Do it. Sean?
Science of Vaping Dripper with some lovely liquid from Karmic Vapor on the DZ, and I'm going to talk about two of those things in a minute.
Nice, and I'm vaping on some of the new crack, that Labrat E-Liquids Brown Betty on my old school Helios, hashtag not a clone, hashtag I don't give a shit if it was a clone, on a box that if you lose it, people won't necessarily want to steal it because it just looks like a piece of shit box, but it's a SX350 box. So
when I came out, I was like, man, when I saw that, on the show, whatever. When I came out and saw that it's cooler than I thought it was. When you see it in person, it's kind of manly. It's kind of cool. I dig it.
Yep. So there you go. All right. Sorry for the little deviation there, but we wanted to get that because that's something that sometimes we forget. What we reckon on and stuff all the time.
Basically every show we forget that. Thank you for remembering.
You're welcome. Continue.
Sean, you're up.
All right. First big one, let's talk about stuff. Stuff being Science of Vaping Dripper. And this is an interesting dripper. I just got it in.
And that's not the Kayfun kit.
It is not the Kayfun kit. It is its own atomizer. The air hole sits up here and kind of points downward. And
really?
The chamber is built for what looks like vertical coils, right?
Yep.
So here's the thing. I've tried quite a few builds on this thing, and I've tried quite a few vertical coils in it. And every time, the vertical coils have less flavor in production than the horizontal coils. So seemingly, what this Addy is built for, it does not function best at.
So with that air hole drilled like that, do you get any leaking? Because it comes straight down an angle?
No leaking whatsoever.
I would think you get less leaking because that's probably more surface area.
I've had no leaking issues with it. It's not a bad looking dripper. It functions pretty well.
You'd have to flip it completely upside down, and the liquid has to be by the hole to be able. Single hole?
Single hole, but there is a double hole cap where it's two holes next to each other. I did not order that cap because that's a little bit too much draw. It's a bit more open, or it's a bit more on the open side, probably 1.6 to 1.8 millimeter.
Yeah. Now, do you think that some of that flavor loss is because the air is? I mean, I know you probably have the coil close to it, but the air is having a hard time coming down, hitting that coil, coming back up. Versus
it's quite possible.
Okay.
I don't have much flavor loss when it's horizontal coil, only vertical. And I think what the problem is I'm coming down and it's spitting the vapor off to the side. So when you do a vertical coil, it's spitting the vapor out like this.
Yeah.
And the air is coming down like this.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's horizontal, I'm spitting the air coming right down onto the coil and back up.
By the way, thanks to your UFO dripper, now you consider 1.3 looser draw, which is kind of fun to me.
Yeah, this is a little bit loose. I don't think it's 1.3. I think it's a little bigger.
Hmm.
It could be 1.3 though. In it, I have, and I found out about this at Vape Mania. I hadn't had a chance to try it yet, and I just now got a chance to try it. I have Mullah Dahara from Comic Paper.
Yes.
Man, I gotta say, it's one of his 7 chakras line, and his original chakra, it's all like an upside down cake base. And I don't vape pineapple, so I never got the chakra craze that a lot of other people were getting.
I tried it. I liked the cakey kind of part. It was pretty good. I'm not a big bakery fan, but the pineapple to me was a little much.
Yeah, I don't like pineapple, but I got a bottle of his blueberry and his strawberry at Vape Mania, and the strawberry is fucking out of this world. It's goddamn amazing. It's fucking absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, if Lab Rat stuff is like the perfect apple crisp, apple pie kind of vape, Karmic has made the perfect cake.
That chakra though, man, you can go back a year.
Yeah.
When the chakra came out, and I have always loved the chakra and everything that he's added to it. The one with the pear, I'm not too crazy with pear, but out of that chakra line, the blueberry.
And the blackberry.
The blackberry is really good because I love Vibe, which is a blackberry lemonade. Blackberry. And when he mixed that with the chakra, it was amazing. So
now, see, you guys are going to convince me to make an order from a vendor on our show.
It was good. I'm glad I finally got to try him because I felt bad because I know Matt. I like the guy. I had not tried his new 7 chakras until we went to
and I'm super fucking impressed. Super impressed by them.
Yeah, he did a great job.
And then I also got a chance to try some new Axiom stuff, red versus blue, and an as of yet unreleased pomegranate.
Oh Lord,
that pomegranate!
Both of those as well. The pomegranate especially. That fucking unreleased beta is fucking amazing.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to try that. The one thing I wanted to try. I mean, I love the shit out of Perdition. That's what I'm vaping on the Stellar right now. But the lemon cloud rat.
Yeah.
Dude, the strawberry cloud rat. This stuff is freaking great too.
I've never been able to do the cloud rats because I can't really custards.
I hate custards, and the Axiom ones are at least they're light enough in flavor that I can vape them. Because that's what I hate about most custards I've had is it's too much flavor. It's too much custard.
Somebody said wise words from a survivor: never ever fucking attempt to vape apricot anything. I believe you.
So I have 2 more non-crucifixions before crucifixions start. And Foob, how did you talk about crucifixions tonight?
A lot of crucifixions tonight. If you let me finish my previous goddamn point, you guys fucking suck.
Crucify him.
Lemon Cloud Rat is nice, and you should definitely try it. It's not too lemony. It's just like just a bit of lemon, and it's good. Anyway, so. A lot of crucifixions tonight on the show. Like, it was just the tip of the iceberg. Like, dude, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever parking lot Mass is jonesing for work in, they're all running out of nails and planks from all these crucifixions.
They're all running from this.
Allahu Akbar.
So the 2 non-crucifixions, I got a new hat, and since everybody always fucking draws me with a green hat, I actually have a green hat now. And some interesting news. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about Evolve? So somebody at ECC had a chance to talk to Brandon from Evolve. And they talked to them specifically about the variable wattage patent.
Yes.
And Evolve's comment was, if we wanted to sue people, we'd be doing it already.
Right.
We would have been doing it while it was pending. They said that they got the patent specifically so that someone else didn't patent it first, and then try to charge them for what they made.
Yeah.
So as far as any concerns with fucking other vendors being sued for variable wattage devices, we should be fine.
Which is good to know.
Agreed. Good. It's good news.
Yep.
And that would take a lot of money and time out of their schedule to be doing that anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So now on to the crucifixions.
You want some intro music, crucifixions music?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see what we got here. Okay.
Solo.
Go ahead.
Short ones. I was talking to a viewer the other day, and he told me that the Cloudport T5 that we talked about, the battery life is absolute shit. Good to know for anybody who's thinking about picking it up. I thought it was 26650. It's not. It's 18650, which is a little depressing.
And just one of them, right?
Yeah, it's one 18650, which is depressing for something that size.
Yep.
Vape Tilly, the new social app that's fucking trying to take the vape storm by, or the vape world by storm, is a fucking piece of shit.
No.
Yeah, why don't you tell them what happened? Why don't you tell them what happened?
I'll stay on it. So I am on it because of Mast here. Because I called them up. So if you try to email them, their email is broken. Their support email is completely fucking broken. So I called them up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we're getting so many hits. Like our servers can't handle iOS right now.
They needed more dedicated WAM."
Yeah, isn't 90% of the fucking industry in IT? They can't make a good app.
So I said, "Yeah, I have an Android device." So I boot up my old fucking Samsung Galaxy 2. I updated everything. Not supported. Fuck. Mast, can you log out and make me a fucking account real quick, and then you can log back into your account?
Well, because they told you to, right? They told you to try it Android.
So he makes me an account. I log in, works fine, change my profile picture to the one that he didn't fucking pick, and he can't log back in.
Dedicated wham.
Thank you very much.
And now I can't log back in. So, I mean, this thing has just been constant fucking problems. And I get it. They're starting...
They're starting up. It's like day 10 or day 7 or something.
I'm trying to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, but their email that they sent, their email that they put, or their message that they put on the app was like, yeah, so our servers like ran out of dedicated WAM, and we not know what to do. Yeah. And we'll be with you soon. I'm like, who wrote this? A 2-year-old?
ESL, man.
It's garbage.
It's gotta be ESL. That's all there is to it.
It's like 7 or 8 people who vape that aren't in IT made this app.
It's funny because it's true.
They haven't replied to my login error. I posted it on the and you could see it there. It is right there. I posted. I said.
See if it works.
I wrote the message saying, "Yo, this shit's broken." So what I did notice is the little red bar down at the bottom, which means 0 stars, is growing.
Yes.
There. So there you go.
R.J. Reynolds sent a 119-page submission to the FDA advising a ban on open vapor products. So basically anything that's not a closed cardo. Because, and one of the things that I guess they quoted in this is that open vapor products hurt their business. And it needs to stop.
Yeah, when those are the guys that are doing tests with a Clero at 90 watts and burning.
They're not even using a Clero though. That's. I mean,
the guys that were doing these testing that were saying that open tanks are bad for you. That was their friggin'
I have no problems going back to cardos.
So, but the problem is you won't be able to fill your own cardos.
Yeah, no tanks, no cardo tanks.
They want closed devices only. Cigalikes only. That's what they are calling for, a ban on everything but cigalikes.
Okay, so finish that point. Mass, would you share this for me?
Sure.
I just got a message from Ryan Williams. Shouldn't say his last name. My bad. I just got a message from Ryan.
Just got a message from beep.
Right. Well, there's a lot of Ryan Williams out there. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 friends of
there we go.
That name. So he said that that image there, he just found it for us. Pre-order for full clear Kayfun. That's made in France. Rumored release is early 2015. So wah on that.
Oh, fuck that then. I'm not. So somebody sent me a link and told me where the group buy was, but I wasn't gonna share it until.
But this one looks like glass.
From what I understand, they are glass. I was just told that they're glass.
Wow, and the threading on that stuff—that's gonna be.
That's gonna break.
Increíble.
That's just gonna break.
I just got the guy's Facebook who makes them. But I wasn't going to share it until I could get myself on the list. But if it's 2015, I'm not even going to bother.
Well, then we love Sean. No, you can't have it because I'm going to get on
Not
it.
until I get it first, and I'm like, hey, dude, here, check this out.
Right? There's 120 people in here that could order that shit and close the list.
You little bundle.
Fuck that.
Way to go, Matt. You remember, baby. What's up?
Solo, will you want?
You know
So are we ready? Are we ready for the big crucifixion?
Hit it.
Wait, hang on. Doesn't he need some kind of drum roll or something?
Flutes.
He flutes.
So let me start it by let's talk about ECC.
There we go.
So there were some rumors going around that ECC this year decided to ban clones. So here's some interesting little facts about this. Whether or not they should have banned clones or not is completely fucking irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. First fact, we talked about a petition to ban clones on the show before, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about that petition for a minute. I'm going to share. So you see how many signatures that petition got right there?
96.
So 96 signatures was all that this petition got. ECC has banned clones. That's fine. Let's go a step further. When did they ban clones? When did this become public knowledge? Because this is the problem for me. So ECC bans clones. They notified people that they were banning clones 1 day before setup of the event. So I have the email that went to vendors.
Did you block out where the email came from and to and all that other good
blocked
stuff?
out everything, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to share it. I'll share that as well because I cannot share said source. But this is the email that went out to vendors.
Yep.
Important. Be prepared as the main contact once on site. You'll sign up. Be aware that the display and or sale of clones is strictly prohibited. This was sent 9/3/2014. 9/3. People were notified. Vendors were notified. And from what I understand, a lot of vendors actually dropped out because they couldn't, they've paid for these super expensive booths, and now they can't fucking sell what they brought.
Yeah.
Right, and regardless of what your personal feelings of clones are, that's not cool.
You can't give 1 day notice.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's like going to a car show and telling all the tire manufacturers they're going to be there that no tires can be shown in that day.
Yeah. After everybody's paid.
Yeah.
Long after everybody's paid. So, couple that with the fact that there was a lot of fucking hate slinging. So there's a video that's been going around too from a couple people, and I've been trying to track down who these people are, but apparently they're just people. They're not actually modders or staff that went to the iVape booth,
iJoy
booth,
iJoy or something,
serving them papers and basically telling them off. The one guy said clones support terrorism on his shirt. And
apparently one of them
away.
was. And this is just hearsay, but apparently one of them was one of the modders of the 454 Big Block.
I saw that a couple times too.
And there's nothing to confirm nor deny this, so when we talk about this stuff, it's just speculation, folks. Yeah. Don't go.
We saw the same video as everybody else, so we don't have any other info. Other than that, they said this is how the high-end mod community rolls. Suck on that.
At the end. Yeah.
So, again, I don't care what your stance is on clones. That's not a free excuse to be a douchebag to a person.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently it was 1 hour before they closed.
Probably.
Well, and the problem that we should mention, apparently the problem with that particular booth is they were selling clones as authentic.
So
again, hearsay.
What?
The more I've looked into that, the less likely that appears to be true.
Right, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
So I have heard from only 1 or 2 people that that's the case, and a lot of people that were at ECC have told me that they were not. They were just selling clones. But they were selling Tobe clones, and Jabo was there. They were selling 454 clones when the modder was there. So, I mean, it inspired a little bit of outrage. But, I mean, these are vendors. Mad Vapes did the same thing. Mad Vapes was there. Mad Vapes sells clones. Mad Vapes paid in advance. They went and sold their clones anyway. Because they weren't warned. Now, I'll be honest. If they were told before they paid that they couldn't have clones, and they had that option, sure. But I'm not going to hold it on any vendor to pull stock off the shelf when they weren't warned before setup, or before they paid.
No, I think that's pretty unreasonable. And most of the people, if you watch the show, know Sean and I, neither of us really like clones. So I mean, I got a moral problem with them personally, but that's still not okay. I mean, as a reasonable person, that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I attribute it to about a 5% because, I mean, and, you know, talking to Andy from Eden, he's having a lot of issues from the other side. He's having a lot of issues and a lot of hate slung at him for trying to defend his property.
Yeah.
Right.
So I attribute
Hannah's the same way, right?
Well, I attribute this to the 5% rule. There are 5%, and I'm not talking about Andy when I say this, but there are 5% like douchebags in this industry who are on one side or the other, who will defend one side or the other tooth and fucking nail, and will call anybody on the other side an absolute moron, stupid, whatever.
You mean 5% of clone supporters and
5% of authentic supporters.
I think that's conservative. I think it's probably more than that.
I'm trying to still have some faith here.
Sure.
So I would like to say 5%.
It's pretty heated too. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it's a small percentage of either side that gets heated like that.
Yeah.
Like Angsty said, you know, neither me nor him use clones. Fu uses a clone. Mast, you use clones. We don't fucking bicker and fight and want to kill.
Right.
It's not about that anyway. So like,
because it's dumb. I mean, why would you throw? And we talked about this during the Vape Mania thing. I said specifically, I was like, if you know somebody that spent too much money in your opinion on a tube, or spent $10 on a clone Addy, that doesn't matter. We're here to quit smoking. We're here to enjoy a hobby. There's no reason to hate on people for that.
I think
absolutely.
Goss had a good point in that. Aside from like the plain bullshit vaping on a plane, that alone makes us look bad. But people getting into really heated confrontation at a convention, like, can we not be under the same fucking roof together? Like, that looks bad too. Because what if like Fox News was there?
Well, especially when we're shooting out all this propaganda and shit that news can pick up. And I mean, I said that at Mania sitting on the stage. Yeah. It looks bad for us. So, a little bit more about ECC. Somebody who was there just told me today that there's like a second-tier balcony at one of the booths. And there were vendors chucking glass bottles off the second-tier balcony that were falling down and hitting people in the head and then breaking.
Right. Ostensibly, they're giving away juice, which is great and all, but like,
they're chucking glass bottles off.
We have class. We at least told people to nose rip icicles before we gave them. Far less harmful than fucking throwing glass bottles. Like, Jesus, man.
So apparently, some people loved it, but I talked to a lot of people who thought it was the fucking worst thing, the worst place they've ever went. They will never go. I've talked to vendors who said they will never vend at a place like ECC. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't speak for whether or not it was great or not. Just, what I've been told. Crucifixions aside, we have a giveaway.
Holy crap. Hey, guess what? It's 50 minutes in and we haven't even gotten to our giveaway.
I already said this is going to be a long fucking show.
It is going to be a long show. All right, let's go.
So everybody, this is going to be a long show. The giveaway tonight is for a custom Plumes of Hazard Edition DogMods. If you're not familiar with the DogMods, it is a dual 18650 SX350 box mod, fit in a 1590G box, being the same box as the Duke, and it is crammed in there with Time Lord magic.
In Duke, it is one Duke.
Yes, in Duke, it is one Duke.
One Duke.
With a bunch more shit than one Duke inside of it.
Yeah.
And he's also our guest tonight, and we're going to be bringing him on a bit later to talk about some of that without making him give away any of his secrets. Mainly, I just want to talk to him about his CEO, because his CEO is fucking adorable. But in order to win that, we need an MS Paint or equivalent interpretation of a dog as the CEO of a company. I probably got 7 or 8 entries. I'd like to see a shit ton more. That would be wonderful. Don't make this easy on everybody who entered already, guys.
You ready for my news?
Go, Mast.
Okay. So real quick, Sean brought something up. Sean, I did not get the name of or whoever the box mod person was that made the one with that switch. So I have everything else but that. So
that's fine. There's a lot of people doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll share my screen right now, and what you're going to see is this momentary button. Okay, and we saw a few modders that were selling boxes, mech boxes, with a 12-volt, 60-amp, 110-volt, at 110 volts switch. Okay, and this button, we did a little bit of research and found out it was what, Sean? 4 amps?
3 amps.
3 amps. It was a 3 amp button. Where are they getting these weird, crazy, awesome numbers?
China.
Well, they're getting them from China and from eBay. Okay, this is the eBay page, and if you'll look down here in this great formatted text, here is the name of the company, and when you look a little bit further, you see that now the ratings have changed. It works from 12 volt to 240 volts. You know, and yeah, that's a plus. So yeah.
Did you make that?
Guys,
so here's a really interesting thing for you guys, because I was not aware of this specific item the other day. So when I actually Googled 60 amp switch or 60 amp button, the only results that showed up that were small were from eBay. Everything else was like those ones that are on the screen right now.
Right. So here is an actual momentary starter button. Okay. And you can see here the different pictures of it. You can see how big it is.
That thing is awesomely enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that's 60 amps at 12 volts or 40 amps at 24 volts. Okay. That's a big switch. So you can see the difference between those switches. I mean, that thing is gigantic. Okay, you're not going to find no 60 amp switch in one of those little cute little anti-vandal switches or LED switches or anything like that. You're not going to do it. So stop it.
So this is a call to modders. Stop using fucking eBay for your numbers.
Absolutely.
Stop being knuckleheads.
Because you can't take numbers off eBay then put them on your site as fact, and then when something goes wrong, be like, oh well, eBay said this. Fucking nobody's gonna listen to eBay as a source.
Absolutely. And you know, I don't like the that people won't even question it. You know, people are just, oh well, this is a cool box mod. You know, it's got a 60 amp switch. You know, and then you confront them about it, and it just, you know, they get all but hurt. Anyways, out with the garbage, and with the new. I ran into a Facebook post a couple days ago from a company by the name of Red Dragon Vapor, and they are in the workings of creating a box mod. Now, again, I saw a wood box mod. The wood looks great on the outside. Dual 18650. And the guys are in chat also, so if I misspeak or forget something, please feel free to chime in. But what caught my attention, and I will put the first picture up, is you see on the top left-hand corner, that is a fully mechanical button. Okay? So this is a truly fully mechanical box. Now, it has wiring in it, yes. We understand some people don't think that those are mech boxes or not. But holy shit, they're actually using the mech button. Who would have thought? We use something that's actually meant for the amperage that is going to flow through it. Here's a couple other pictures I will cycle through. They're still in development. They have a pre-order right now. And Sean, if you have that link, if you want to throw it up on chat,
planning on it.
They can. The best thing, I think, here's a 510. It will be adjustable. Custom-made 510 there on the top of the wood box. These are the only pictures that we have at the moment. One of the things that I wanted to point out, and we'll zoom in here, is there's your switch there on the left-hand side and the 510. Nice heavy gauge wire, dual 18650, and look, they're actually using something that looks like a sled for the bottom of the batteries. All these fucking people that are going out and making their own sleds with, you know, solid gauge, you know, solid copper wire. Why? You can do something like this, and the drop is minimal, almost non-existent. You have way more contact area with a battery when you do something like this, and it's safer because the springiness is not going to be gone after a while. So kudos to these guys for making something like this. Again, I'll cycle through some of the other pictures. I think one of the best things is the price. This box is coming in the pre-order for $60. I have no affiliation with these guys.
Yep.
I don't have anything to do with them. I saw it on a Facebook post, and I contacted them. One of the guys' names is Jake, and I tried to get as much info from him as possible, and I said, I want to talk about this on the show because tonight we are building a mech box, but we're using a MOSFET.
Oh, you got to do it right.
Guys, What?
What's the name of TechTime tonight?
No, he's gonna when he goes to it, he's
Yeah,
gonna
just shut up. So, this is actually kind of cool that they're actually using a mech button to as the button and not cheaping out and saying, oh yeah, here's a 3 amp switch that we're going to tell everybody it's a 60 amp. Okay, so there's the link for the pre-order. Have at it. I think this is an awesome buy if you want a true mech box. I think that's great. So
Agreed.
there you have it.
Can't beat that price either, man.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
So
They
do you
also have
anything
some
else,
really
Mr.
cool
Mast?
mechs too. So, say again?
You have anything else, Mr. Master, or is it guest time?
Nope, that's it. It's guest time.
All
Guest
right.
time.
Guest time.
Without further ado,
Do we have music?
Bring him in. Oh wait,
He's in.
Doritos.
he needs to
He's
unmute
muted,
himself.
though.
Is this where you guys are doing the Is this where the MechBox class is tonight?
Brett, pull up his pictures so everybody can see.
His picture's up here.
Okay. So everybody can see where the CEO sleeps.
So everybody, this is George, the CEO of DogMods, and his bitch.
This
Nick.
is George. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that,
And the he just keeps me down here and makes me make boxes all day. Come here, bud.
is George gonna look up?
That's enough floor chips. Come on.
Oh hey, yeah, I almost forgot. The guys that we were just talking about were at Vape Mania. Thank you, Bacon. They were at Vape Mania selling their mech for $80. So, and I believe they're going to be at Vapor Slam too. So.
Yeah, they also have a sub $100 mech, which is cool. I saw
That's a
that.
good looking box. I'm gonna order one too.
Yeah.
So here we have George, the CEO of DogMods.
This is the CEO. I'm just the peon here. Good boy.
How you guys doing? Thanks for coming on this evening.
Good. Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. George is not really ever excited about anything. I mean, I tried to get a picture of him being excited, and he was just, had that.
He was excited.
Yeah, he was excited. Well, yeah, he was, for lack of better terms, very excited.
Very excited.
What up, Josh?
He just looked so sad about it.
Well, that's the
That's
the bully breed, isn't
of being excited.
Well, he was a little embarrassed, man. Come on.
Yeah, I get it. It's the internet.
It's the internet.
So what do you make? Tell us a little bit about it.
I actually make the DogMods Bully Box SX350, nice and small package, like you said earlier, the same size as the Duke, with the selling point that it's in a G box the same size as the Duke, and we got two 18650s.
And I'll get some pictures up as he's talking because
You wanna hold it up to
good
the
amount
camera?
of power in there too.
he's got potato cam. So.
He does have a little.
Is it potato cam?
A little
Maybe it's the rechargeable batteries in your headset that are sucking all the power.
It's definitely. Hey, I can't be the first person that got tired of a 600 watt battery pack.
Does your neck hurt? Because of the batteries just pulling on one side.
It doesn't. I've got this big dumb head, anyways. So, I mean, I'm kind of used to the weight.
I think you went out of focus
dog.
too. Yeah.
But here's the inside of this box. Don't mind the messed up batteries. I just finished this one today. As a modder, right? All my batteries are completely destroyed because testing sleds, so people don't destroy theirs. I checked
Show the
twice.
side.
And
this box has gone through such extreme testing as being thrown across the room to see if it still functions.
And
I have actually.
And landing in the sump pump too.
It landed in the sump. Landed in the sump, and I blew it out with my CO2 tank, and it still works. Not this one. That'd be this one.
Well, I have to say, man, that we've kind of been around in the early stages of you building this, and there's a lot of work and a lot of ingenuity that goes into this. A lot more than what you see in a lot of mech boxes or a lot of box mods nowadays. So
yeah, you guys have been there. You saw me working on it a while ago.
So what started it? Like, what gave you the idea? How the fuck it was possible?
I started with when the SX350 came out. I started years ago, vaping back in the day. Me and my buddy Rob, who's in chat right now, we worked at a company together, and I remember back in the day we had Totally stuff from Totally Wicked, sitting at our desks, trying to stealth vape megacardos at work, and I'll admit it freely, that did not keep me off tobacco. It just wasn't a satisfying vape back then, and I came back to it a couple months ago and kind of saw what was out there. The SX350 was just coming out at the time, and it really excited me. And I got my hands on one of those, and then built a couple. And Rob actually gave me the push. He's like, yeah, you guys, you do good work, man. Get out there and start putting out some boxes and make some stuff. So, I was thinking about it, and I wasn't really super happy with my SX at the time. With 118/650 in it. And that was back at the 30-watt update, 35-watt update. I'm like, it's a great device, but I wish it had more power. And then the updates started rolling out, and if you look at the latest spec sheet that they release now, that they have available for the 50-watt, it's got a 25 amp draw, right? And it's only going to go up from there depending on what they decide to do. But I was like, I need some more power. I want something in my pocket that I can take with me, has a lot of power. I don't want it to be the size of a big B-box, because I carry around a phone that's the size of a B-box already every day, so I didn't want something like that. So I started thinking about it, and I went around and I asked a couple people. I came into the Hangouts and had an idea, and kind of started talking to some people and was like, hey, I got this idea and that idea. I bounced it off of Dylan as well, that makes the ohm wrecker, and he was like, yeah, no way you won't fit that in there.
People are watching your dog or your CEO go back to sleep.
Yeah, he's very excited to be here.
He can delegate, man. That's what makes him a good CEO.
He's far more excited about his heated bed. So, But yeah, at the end of the day, I wanted something with two batteries, two 18650s. I wanted more power. I didn't want it to sacrifice size and form factor because of that. So, I sat for probably a month in just kind of mocking things up, modeling things, seeing what I could figure out. Finally, I was getting ready to go ahead and start making them without the screen flip update, and then that dropped, and that kind of changed everything for me, and it made everything. It's still a very hard build, but it's a lot less convoluted. So, before vaping, as a hobbyist, I was big into off-road and vehicle stuff, fabrication. I've got a big lifted Jeep that I go wheeling and off-roading with, so that was kind of a natural segue into this. With doing all my own work and wiring and stuff like that. I used the same wire that I used to wire 120-watt lights with, and run them not even for a couple seconds for for hours in the middle of the night. So.
If anybody has contest entries too, get them to me because soon we're going to do it.
Yeah, get them in. I want to see that. I definitely. I will put the winning entry on my fridge like a kindergarten picture. I'm proud of it.
Put like a gold star on it.
Can you? Would you be able to cut the winning entry into the fur of your dog, like trim it in?
I'll do that in my hair, because I wear a hat a lot, so. And I usually shave my head too, so I'll do it, and then I can shave it right off. That way I don't have to walk around with Plumes shame all over my head.
That's fair. Somebody actually said if they shaved a Plumes Hazard logo into their head for Vapor Slam, I would give them a shout out on the show, and I said I would happily call them an idiot live.
Yeah. I think that's deserving of at least a lot of juice. There are conditions for that, though. You have the Vanilla Ice eyebrow trim as well.
Jimmy's got a submission there for the DogMods.
I think I already have it, but...
Do you? Okay. I saw Sergeant Hank earlier talking about being on the list. I don't think... Let me grab the tiny URL.
Rules, MS Paint, or equivalent, description of, or depiction of a dog in a CEO-type role. We're pretty loose with rules on that. Take your interpretation wherever you want it to go.
And in order to find out about this stuff ahead of time, we've got stuff on Facebook. Just search for the Plumes of Hazard on Facebook. Join our group, and we post this kind of thing a little early, so you got some leeway time.
Typically, people on the Facebook get a 1-day early entry.
Yeah. My buddy Rob just said he's never seen my hair because I wear hats so much in chat.
So somebody said, where do they put them? You can put them in chat. You can email theplumesofhazard@gmail.com. Post them on Facebook. Just please, if you can, make it a clickable link because that makes my life easy. When I screen share, I can just screen share a bunch of clickable links. So why the SX?
I put the tiny URL link in there too because I saw like Sergeant Hank and stuff saying that he was on the list. Anybody that contacted me directly to get on the list, I'm working on moving everybody over to that one. But if you could sign up again, that would help me. But why? I mean, why? I guess why the SX? It was. I thought it was cool. You know, I like the OKR and the Raptor chips and the OKLs and everything like that. I feel like a regulated mod is going to be where vaping goes eventually. And even this box, you know, was just kind of a first foray into a lot of ideas that I have floating around. So, but the SX was easy. You know, it was something that was prepackaged, ready to rock. You know, they said it was going to be updatable, which was very exciting for me. Mm-hmm. And overall, it's just something cool. You know, being an IT day person, like somebody else said, 90% of vapors are IT people. That completely appealed to me. You know, something cool with the screen and up and running. It's got software on it. You can update it. And it's just, to me, it was just something awesome. I like being able to see where my batteries are at. I love being able to charge it. You know, the way I use my device is I sit here all day while I'm working, and I sit here with it plugged in, and I vape it while it charges. If I go somewhere, unplug it, throw it in my pocket, let's go. You know, charge it in the car.
So how's the battery life on the Dual 18650? That's the question. That's what everybody is going to want to know.
You know, and the battery life is good, but I will be the first person to be honest. It was not as good as I actually expected it to be, and I don't. You know, I've tried a lot of different updates. I've tried a couple different ways of doing things. I've tried directly wiring batteries, not using a sled. The battery life is not as good as an OKR, and I'll be the first person to say that. You know, and there's a couple people that have some of my boxes already that have noticed the same thing. And that to me is unfortunate, but you know, and I wish that wasn't the case. Yeah, the fact that it's passed through, you can charge it on the go, doesn't make it a huge deal. But there is a couple weird things I've noticed with it. I've done some testing myself, you know, and no official statement, official tests, but the 60 watt update at 50 watts, for example, I've noticed consumes more power than the 50 watt update at 50 watts. And you know, I've put them both on multiple ones in my boxes, and tested it with the same set of batteries, full charge each time. And for some reason, at higher wattages, a 60 watt update drains it faster.
I have a much popular new mod from China.
I know that they do have a lot of work to do on the software in the 60. So it's looking at that battery a lot quicker, more often. So you know, that does make sense.
Yep. But that's good to know too. I was wondering kind of some of the more specifics. You know, like when Mike came on, I don't have the equipment at my disposal like Mike from Ranger Mods does. You know, I'm just a guy with you know, some equipment and some tools and stuff from other hobbies, building some mods and trying to get something out to people that, you know, that I would want to buy myself. That's why it's been slow so far. Is, you know, I don't want to give a box to somebody, you know, if it's something that I wouldn't want to buy myself. So
let's talk process and time.
The design process or the time building them?
Both. What kind of tools do you use? What kind of work goes into it? How long do they take?
I've actually got a CNC machine. I do everything myself. I cut out and I mill the boxes myself. I engrave the boxes myself. There's no part of the process that I don't do at all, you know, myself fully, completely. It was kind of soul crushing at first, you know, to get the design down. I mean, because ECC does this thing where they put black stuff on their chips. So, you know, going off of technical drawings, you know, when I got my first order of chips in and I started throwing them in boxes, and I was like, you know, my design was down to the millimeter on some things, and I'm like, oh, well, this black goop on them makes them different sizes for every one you go to build.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a second just to say that it's not a matter of throwing parts into a box. This box has to be milled in multiple areas for all this shit to fit.
Correct.
And there's a lot of things, you know, that you won't even see in the pictures that you can't see going on because there's parts in the way. There's a lot of time and investment that goes into them. I mean, probably at least each box, by the time we get through the engraving and everything, at least probably spends an hour under the knife before anything parts actually go into it. And that's a lot of time for a mod, you know, when you really think about it.
Yep. So somebody asked what's in my hand, and I have to say, my fiance knows that I love to test Cigalikes as they come out to market. So she picked up this one for me the other day, which is a new one, Mark 10. And it's got like 4 holes in the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not half bad. Like it's not
better than the old Enjoy.
It's I do think it's slightly better than the Enjoy because it's chargeable and replaceable cartridges.
Oh, is that right?
Terrible.
So it's not disposable. That's cool.
It is not disposable, not as far as I know anyway. Like
I still think the Enjoy is fantastic for what it is.
I agree. The Enjoy.
It's Eric in chat.
And one of the reasons why I like to test them is because I like to find one that's better than the. I'd like to find one that's a lot better than the Enjoy. The Enjoy is phenomenal for what it is. So people want to see the insides. How much of the insides can you go without giving away shit?
Let me see. I will, as long as you don't judge me on the battery wraps.
Oh, we'll judge you.
I will hold it up. Yeah, my battery wraps are terrible because I spend all day tearing them up. Here, I'll hold it up. Let me potato my cam up here. So it is. It's in there. You know, it's definitely very, very tightly packed.
If you look, you can see cuts going down the side of the box.
Yeah, you can see. See where that is, and now the secret's out, right? Because I didn't put any pictures this close up, but
oh my God,
I've seen a couple people trying to do it. Yeah. Oh, no way.
We can blur them.
Spaghetti.
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 So doing everything yourself, how long does it take you a box?
Here, and I've got my camera potatoed in. I'll hold up the side of it here. So that's the screen and button side.
So very nice.
And then that's the fire button side.
That's a nice.
Thank you,
nice
no round display hole. That's good.
Yeah. And then here's the viciously angry magnetic door that I'm pretty proud of. I mean that door is it's angry. It's give me that door. So I spent a lot of time with that, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the door and for the magnets and stuff like that. And a couple people, the boxes that are out there, Chuff was great in getting me feedback. I made him one. Lab Rat's got one. Bacon that's in chat has one currently. I'm holding number 4. Let's see. I've got my personal one, but then you want to know about what went into making them. As I was learning and getting my process down, and I've got probably 15 wasted boxes here that look like this. Things got kind of a little out of control. I don't know, like if I was drunk, the machine was drunk, whatever. But that was an error. So it got a little excited and went right through the corner. So I won't.
That's the thing too, is people don't know that's like $8-9 a box that you're blasting away every time you screw up.
I've got another scrap one here. I've got more scrap boxes within reach than I have finished boxes. Way more.
Yep.
So now, have you actually given us a hard time yet?
Giving you guys a hard time?
A rough time per box.
Oh, so by the time it comes off the mill, I put it all together. I wait for things to dry. Probably 4 or 5 hours per box. It's kind of soul crushing,
So, and this is I'm kind of leading this up to a thing. So all the R&D, all the testing, all the equipment that you bought in order to do this, in 4 or 5 hours per box.
Still,
so keep that in mind when I ask the next question of what is the price.
The price I've gotten some little bit of heat for, but $230 to your front door retail price. But on top of that, people don't think about paying fees for the person selling it. They don't think about my equipment investment, the money for the parts coming out of my pocket.
That's why we brought all that up.
Yeah. And I'm also donating
R&D that goes into this to a point that I don't think $230 is that unreasonable, personally.
And I'm also, I got to feed my dog, and also I'm donating a portion of each box to the local shelter where I got George. So,
so you have money donated to charity on every box. You got 5 hours in the box. You got R&D. You have support of the boxes after they're built. and you're at 230. You're not in a bad position with your price. And I mean, people can give heat all they want, but there's a lot of fucking work that goes into that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's boxes out there that are comparable. In a larger box, same size box. 2 batteries in a B box, 1 battery in a G box. But there's a lot of there's a lot that goes into them, and if anybody has a problem with the price, I completely understand that. I personally, I'm always striving to try to be better and do something better. I'm looking into coatings and custom colors. People have asked me about this and that. I mean, even looking at the first box I ever made, sitting here, the first DogMods branded one to the one I made, I finished yesterday, or I guess earlier today. It's such a difference that it's something that I'm continually improving.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't at all think you're off base with that, but I wanted to go through the whole setup of you donating money, how much time. You do have some people in chat asking you to link the shelter if they have a site.
Let me see.
But I wanted to go through that stuff before we even talked about price, because then the next obvious question before we get into the contest is, how do people get them?
People can. Let me hold on. I gotta get the shelter.
Because you're not taking pre-orders, right?
No,
you refuse to do pre-orders.
Yeah, I don't. The way I look at it, these parts are all out of my pocket. All the parts to build the boxes. It's all sitting along here. That's a box full of chips. I build them over here. Some more equipment over there. Here is. Sorry, I'm in a million different directions.
You do that. I'm just going to say this real quick, because when you hear these guys hacking on authentic mods and their costs and their prices, rather, I think people really underestimate the prices that go into authentic mods, whether be it a box mod or a tube for that matter. It takes time. It takes a lot of money up front, and people are like, "Well, yeah, but China can do it for $30."
Of course they can.
Yeah, of course they can.
There's none of that.
They've got no. All they have to do is they've got a thing and they reproduce it.
But then let's look at the little modder. So Nick, I'm gonna use you as an example here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a look at the little modder. What are you paying? $70 an SX?
Yeah, unless I'm buying over 10 at a time. I'm paying about $70-$75 per SX.
So paying out of pocket, because you're doing this out of pocket and not taking pre-orders, you can't bulk your parts, meaning you're paying a shit ton out of pocket for your parts. So I mean, when you have $150 into a fucking mod or something like that, or well over $100, $230 is not a bad price.
Well, and not only that, people don't, they look at the box and they see something cool, but they don't look at something like the engraving and really think about it. If I'm changing bits or going through a bit every, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 doors, I place an order today for $50 worth of engraving bits. Mm-hmm. When I sat down and I decided that I wanted my USB ports to look a little more like USB port shaped, I went out and bought, $40 worth of bits for that. So it all adds up. It nickel and dimes you to death, but just getting out here and seeing how supportive everybody's been has been amazing.
So why don't you tell people how to get them?
Yes. Let's see. I have a subreddit, and as well, there is a form here.
You're actually going to want to spell it out too for people who are watching after the fact.
Yeah.
So it's www.tinyurl.com/dogmods is where you can actually find the form to fill out. No pre-order. You don't have to give me any money. When a box is ready and finished for you, I'll get in contact with you. There's a link on there to put your preferred contact method, your email, name. None of that will be shared. It's just for my eyes only.
He is a bit slow because the CEO's lazy as fuck.
He is. I don't know what he's licking the wall or something right now.
Licking the wall or balls or something. And just so people that are watching later knows, this is DOGMODS. So no Z,
M-O-D-S,
no W, no weirdness.
And that's tinyurl, tinyurl.com.
Yeah, no Doge mods, Doge mods, no. just a normal everyday dog.
So what about your subreddit? People want to follow updates, pictures.
And r/dogmods, easy. TinyURL is dogmods, the subreddit's dogmods. www.reddit.com, reddit.com/r/dogmods, DOGMODS.
Cool.
I don't think we've spelled out a simple spelling more times than that.
Probably not. So
Are we
ready-
doing? Should we do a spelling bee?
for some contest entries to see who's going to win one?
Sure.
No, apparently not.
Yeah, I just posted another one.
Let me clarify on this that it will not be so it will not be shipped immediately if you win. It
I don't
will
think
take a
Sean's
little
seen
while,
it.
because I do not believe it has been engraved or milled yet. Yes.
No, I still have to. I still have to. I still have to mill the box it's going to be. I can hear in the background. I still have to mill the box it's going to be. Yeah, I still have to mill the box that it's going to be on. And
So for all those on the other side wondering what's going on, Mass shared a link in the private chat that's fucking up the entire show.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sorry. For some reason it was in there under tiny URL, and it had Toomey's name on it, and okay.
So are we ready for contest entries?
Yes.
Yes, we are ready.
So let's do some contest entries. As per usual with contest entries, I'll have to go find out who the fuck it is after the fact, because I don't actually log anybody's names in this.
Oh yeah.
We have one more contest. It looks like we have a late contest entry. I'll get to that.
Bitch, cancel my 11 o'clock. Lunch arrived early.
For anybody who isn't quite quick, lunch is the shit on the desk.
I love that it's got Jonas, age 22.
Yep.
He's never gone on the desk.
As per we set this contest, it is available to anyone internationally, but they may have to pay shipping or any fees that come along with it. Son of a bitch, somebody's messaging me saying chat is broken. If chat is broken, there is a thing on the home page
Yeah.
where there's a little like chat bubble, and that will work for you, and you can use that to go to chat.
I actually like that one with the headset because I actually have somewhere a picture of George with the headset on.
Nice. So here's another one. So I think
I had to look at this one earlier. The only thing I can come up with is he's shitting gold. He's eating money and shitting gold.
Yes.
I guess so, yeah.
Eating money, shitting gold.
And
Well,
he's
the guy
got
on the
bitches.
left looks like his hands have been pulled off and there's just bones left, like cartoon style.
Yeah, he's got bitches catching the gold.
This one I like a lot.
Wow, look at that.
So the guy actually hit me up and he said, "Oh, I didn't realize there had to be a dog in it. The problem is there can't be, because he's out to lunch right now. Then he has to take his nap, and then he has to go chase geese at the golf course."
Dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
like
love the
that.
bathroom has got grass in it.
I love the fact that the chair's got a hole in it for his tail.
Yep.
It's the small details that count.
And I mean, there's a little DogMods, like there's a DogMod sitting there, plus a bone.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
The
that's
Plumes
great.
of Hazard up there, looking at the tennis ball in the bathroom.
Nice. I dig it. Oh my god.
Why doesn't that dog have a tail, and why does he look like a demon?
Why does he have Arnold Schwarzenegger thighs too? Those are like, he definitely has been hitting the gym, doing some squats.
Been eating them treats. He's a little round. What?
I believe this one deserves a fuck Canada.
Oh.
Can you actually give me who submitted that so I can serve them papers? Because that's my logo.
Yeah,
That was
this guy submitted it. Fuck Canada!
Little Whomper. Oh, sorry, it's this one.
So that's not true. I mean, because he clearly has an idea what he's doing. He's making a cool mod.
True.
He's making me make him. He has no idea.
Wait, delegation, man. He's a CEO. He doesn't need work.
Word up.
MetLife
bitch. I love it. Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Golden pin and everything. Much business.
Mm-hmm. I do like the pin. The pin's nice.
Wow.
Did that come from Jay?
I don't think so. That one frightens the hell out of me.
Yeah, this is. I'm gonna have nightmares now. Looks like
the gold watch just kills me.
Yeah.
That looks like Goofy crossed with a dachshund.
What?
I'm not really sure.
What's 123 degrees?
No, I think those are supposed to be dog
Those are
tags.
supposed to be the dog tags on the box, yeah.
You're so stupid.
Oh.
I'm not really sure with that.
123 degrees. Boom.
That one's kind of funny.
It's just a picture, though.
It is just a picture. Funny, but just a picture. We have to take off points for the dog with the cigar, though, because
Exactly.
Yeah.
if it was a vaporizer, that would be better.
Womp womp.
No, I
Is
think
that a laptop?
I
was
think that
thinking
was a laptop.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Mm-hmm.
See, when George wants the computer, though, he just kicks me right out.
Somebody said that's a chupacabra.
So this looks like a pig.
It's a dog
Yeah.
pig.
It's a,
A cow,
dog
I
pig.
think.
Dog pig.
SX350 equals money equals biscuit.
I'm down with that. Dog pig, that's good.
When you figure out too how to make that equation work, SX350 equals money, you let me know, and we'll.
Here we have the chief executive Vooper.
All right.
That looks like Man Bear Pig, though.
It does look a lot like
That does actually. Man Bear Pig.
Boo.
Ooh.
We're gonna have to serve papers for that one.
Right.
Pug life.
Pug life.
Nice.
Nice. It's gone wild. Look at that. That is awesome.
I like how his paw's under the desk too. That's nice. Nice stuff.
I think there's another one.
Oh, Mike C just submitted one.
Oh,
Nice. I like that one.
support your shelters.
He's even got a little paper tray, George on it. That's great. That's awesome.
He's got your tacky ass floor and everything.
So,
Okay,
shall we cut to tech time while we deliberate?
yeah, that's fine. I like the one with the grass in the bathroom.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna put a point down for that one.
So we'll deliberate a little bit in our private chat. Hold on. Do we have Fuck, we have like 3 more. God damn it. Hold on.
Well, you got time. I gotta move over stuff. So
Do it.
I'm getting this. I'm loading up the
Time
other.
to shut it down, and we're just getting a tech time.
These are the last 2 that I got. These are the last 2 that I'm taking. There's late, and then there's way fucking too late.
I like how Mast is frozen.
So we have this one right here.
Nice. That's good too. That's a little creepy.
Focus, we have mods to build. Where? That is a little creepy.
That bitch.
Again.
There's CEO George.
Nice. With a, I think I don't. We'll just call it an Emmy, I guess.
Yeah, points off for not box mod. Everybody knows dogs only vape box mods.
It's good to, it's hard to get something. They don't have thumbs or digits, so they can't kind of grab a mech.
Agreed. Fuck, did I miss another one? I may have missed one more. We may
They
have.
keep
time.
flowing in.
Of
The
course.
floor,
Now we're
Mike,
at
see,
that
the
point.
floor inspired me.
We do
The
have-
floor inspires me every day about how never to tile a basement when I
Sure.
choose my own tiling.
There's the one other one.
The black screen. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So, it's a very sultry pose for that dog.
Oh yeah. Very,
That
very
is-
sultry.
I could do that, but I would never live it down when I hit the floor and the chair flew out.
So those are our entries, and we're waiting for Mass to finish setting up. Do you,
His feet's frozen on his O face while he,
Yeah.
cleverly switches.
George appears to be comfortably sleeping in the background as we wind things down.
He is on his heated bed. He's sleeping with his eyes open like a weirdo. He does that.
Oh.
As we
Yeah,
wind things down like a for what I think is going to be a wonderful, wonderful tech time.
Okay.
Agreed.
I'm excited.
Everybody get hyped. Everybody get hyped. Tech time.
So after all these crucifixions of all these, shitty ass box mods that don't use MOSFETs and all this other stuff, decided, hey, y'all Wanna build a box mod that won't blow all up in your face? Do you want to put a MOSFET in it? Okay, I'm going to stop because we will get copywritten by that shit, so you get the idea.
Oh, we want
Okay,
classified as a cover. That's allowed.
so here's parts you're going to need. You're going to need a box. You're going to need whatever box you want to fucking use. Here I'm using a 1590B box. There you go. You're going to need a MOSFET, and I will have the MOSFET number and all that in the video description. So this is from Mauser, and I'll get it up in there so you guys can see that. Okay. You're going to need a 10 or 15K resistor. That's already in place there. You're going to need your 510. And you're going to need a choice of switch. I'm using a tack switch just to show how simple and easy of a build it is and cheap. You can build one of these. A sled. Okay. And some at least 16 gauge or lower gauge wire. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I am using 20 gauge. This is for instructional purposes only. Do not use 20 gauge when you build yours. Again, I'm using 20 gauge because I don't have any different gauge right now. What I do is like 14, and that's too big. I'm using stranded 20 gauge, and this is for instructional purposes only. And I do have dual 20 gauge going into the 510. Okay, here's things that we're not going to cover. We're not going to cover on how to wire the 510. We've covered that in shows before. This is a 28.5 millimeter 510 from Veritube. Okay, and they have plastic caps on the bottom, and I have modified that cap to.
Speaking of the Veritube, somebody asked the amperage rating on the Veritube.
I'm not 100% sure on the amperage rating on this. I have used the 22.
Well, you've tested this thing to hell, man. You've tried to kill it.
I had the 22 millimeter one running at like 450 watts on this guy right here, and actually that's the actual 510 that I heated up beyond recognition. This was the 400 watt box, and I had it at 200 degrees for just about 6-7 minutes. Worked just fine. The Delrin was fine inside. Constant abuse like that, I'm not sure, but go. Now, you can use any 510 you want. If you are going to be creating some heat, I do suggest getting a aluminum box. Don't put this in a plastic box. You're going to have a bad time, okay? I know that the Beast box is in a plastic box, and there's a bunch of other boxes that are in plastic boxes. Okay, so if you're going to do that, then I suggest using something like the Fat Daddy 510 because it's thicker, and it's going to hold on to a lot more heat and dissipate heat. Because if you do one of these with a plastic box, you're going to heat that thing up quick. So, all right, there you go. I have already pre-installed with awesome hot glue my tack switch. Okay, you can put that tack switch anywhere you want. So there you go. Tack switch installed. The 510's installed. Again, these are things that we've covered before. I've already wired up my my sled. And if you notice the way that it's wired up, okay, this is going to be stacked. So we're going to be at above 8 volts. Okay, so you can do this in a parallel configuration, or you can do it stacked. And I'm going to show you the difference. So first thing we want to do is look at the, let's bring this over down here, and let's put our...
Look at those vape rags.
Where is... Okay, let's put this guy in here and put this MOSFET in here. And we're trying to keep this short so you can actually look up what the MOSFET is actually going to be doing. And actually, we'll go back up here real quick. Is it's going to be isolating your switch from the voltage and amperage hit that's going to go through it when you are running some crazy coils on there. The way that this MOSFET works is you have, okay, you have your gate at this pin, you have your drain at this pin, and you have your source on this pin. Okay? You see the 10K or 15K resistor up here, okay? Because what that's going to do is it's going to lower that voltage and amperage for that switch. So that switch, which is a little tack switch, can work and not get zapped. I'm going to draw a very crude drawing, a wiring diagram here. Okay, you're going to have a wire coming out, and that's going to go to your switch. Okay, and from your switch, that's going to go to the positive of the battery. Okay, your drain is going to be to the negative of your 510. Okay, and your source is going to go to the negative of your battery. Okay, so you have your gate, your drain, and your source. You need to make sure that this part of the MOSFET up here is not touching any part of your box. You need to shrink wrap this after you get done wiring it, and you can split these legs apart a little bit, and as you can see how I've wired the resistor in there in line, just putting the legs next to it. Okay, and it's already pre-tinned, so you can see some of the tinning already there to go, ready to go. So there you have it, your gate, your drain, and your source. And that's how we're going to wire it up. This is going to be quick and dirty because we don't have much time. So, all right, we're going to take this guy, and what we're going to do is get you some placement on your box. So you want to make sure that you know, your sled's going to fit, that you're not going to be, you know, this sled's already been prepared, the metal tabs have been cut off, nothing's coming out of the bottom, nothing's coming out of the back. It's safe to push down here. Okay. The reason I'm using a B box is for beginners. It's easier to do this and try to cut a sled and fit it into a G box. Can you fit it into a G box? Yes, you can. Okay. So we're doing it in a B box for ease of use. All right. And first thing we're going to want to do is you can take your positive that goes to the 510. Okay, and you're going to hook it up directly to the positive of the battery. Again, you can run this in two configurations. You can either run it in parallel or in series. We're going to have stacked batteries here to achieve higher than 8 volts. Okay, because that's how I wanted to do this. Now, if you run it the other way, what's going to happen is you're going to have a nominal voltage of around 4 volts, 4.1. You're going to double up on the milliamp hour, and your voltage drop seen at the 510 is going to be minimal. Okay, now you have 2 batteries taking the load versus having a higher voltage to the 510 with a higher drop. Okay, so here you'll see, and I'll show it as soon as we get it built, you'll see what happens with a 0.5 ohm coil, and you'll see how drastic the drop is, but the voltage is still higher than 4 volts. Okay, so if you wanna be able to build a coil that's a little bit higher in the ohms, you know, 0.5 or so, and still get, you know, no ramp up time, you can do higher voltage. If you want to build a 0.07, 0.06, I know Armanish is in chat, and we talked about this. He had to build down to a 0.07 coil when he did them in parallel because the ramp up time was a long time with thicker gauge wire. So we're doing something a little bit different here. So let's go ahead and, oh my God, and I forgot to turn on my soldering iron. Look at that. We're going to do, don't try this at home.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is how you get your soldering iron hot quick, right there.
Kickstart, so, baby, kickstart.
What we're doing that.
Run on guards.
The tack switch is just you know, your simple run-of-the-mill tack switch. You know, a lot of mods use them. I was just using that to show that even a small switch like that will work for you. Okay, you don't have to go and get a big old honking, you know, quote-unquote 60 amp. You know, you could do some cool stuff with this. You could have your lit up LED switch, or you know, something funky. But what's really going to be taking the brunt of this is that MOSFET. Okay, and while this thing's heating up, I'm going to read you some of the specs on the MOSFET. The MOSFET I will put in, Sean, if you could put this in chat for me, I'd appreciate it. There's some of the specs, and this is a 40 volt max MOSFET on your drain. Okay, so your drain, which is going to be your 510, that is the max voltage on there, and on your gate, okay, which is the positive of your battery, that's going to be 20 volts. Okay, so we're still under that voltage at 8 point something volts. Your drain current, this thing can take up 343 amps. Okay, so a lot of power. You need to be careful with the source of the gate though, and the voltage. You want to stay under 2.5 volts. Okay, up to 375 watts with the dissipation on it. So there you have it. This thing is pretty stout, so you should be okay with any any build that you do. And the reason I went higher voltage too on this was to lower some of the amperage. So we'll have a little bit less amperage. Let's see if this thing's ready to go. Oh yeah, it is. All right, and let's go ahead and we'll solder this guy on there. Get some solder on here. All right. Of course, the sled's going to move on me. Alright, I've cut out the sled a little bit there again. This is crude because I'm going fast, so just bear with me. It ain't going to look pretty. Okay, just want to make sure the battery can go in and go out easily there and not hit anything. Okay, and we're going to take this guy, and I'm going to grab the negative 510, and I'm going to, let me grab this guy here, and it's going to go to your center pin here. Okay, so the negative from the 510 is going to go to the center pin here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me grab. And what you want to do here is grab you a piece of heat shrink and heat shrink. Put it on there first. The gun's cooled down. All right, and then you can, you get the idea. You can put your heat shrink over here there. We'll do that. We'll do that after the other ones are on there. You're going to want the negative of the battery, your source. So that is here. All right. And again, remember, I'm using smaller gauge wire, so you're going to have thicker gauge here. So you can actually pull these legs apart to give you some more room. Again, this is just for instructional purposes here. All right. Then we're going to want to have a wire going from the switch to the gate. So we'll do this on the fly right now. How are we looking on time, Sean? Hello?
We're over as shit, but what are you gonna do?
Sorry, I was eating chips. We're good. We knew we were going over. We're fine.
Okay, and so we're gonna. Doesn't matter which post you use. Okay, so we're gonna turn this wire here.
You can't not have TechTime 2 weeks in a row, man. We gotta do it.
Yeah, exactly. And turn this guy. All right. There's that. Again, I'm not gonna, because we're kind of held up on time. I'm not gonna go ahead and put heat shrink on everything, just so you guys can see. So there's that one. And from one end of your switch, you're gonna go into your gate, which is the first one. And you can remember it as GDS. Now, with different MOSFETs, you will have a different sequence. So some have the gate and the drain in different locations, I believe. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on chat, but this particular MOSFET is set up that way. Always look at the data sheet. Okay. So we're going to go here. Okay. and make sure you have your resistor, and your resistor goes from the gate to the source, so that way it protects this switch, brings down the voltage and amperage. And now from the positive of the battery, you're going to go to that right there. Super long wire, yes, I know. One tip, I know it's okay to use hot glue and something like this. You can use epoxy if you want. I use hot glue in my tack switches because if you scuff up the surface, I've talked about this before, and if you heat the surface up before you put the hot glue down, it will adhere very well, and you don't have to have a mess. Just a little bit will do. If you do have issues with users, mashing, the PSI on this switch is very low, okay? So it's not like you have a large surface that people can push in. You should be okay with the hot glue. By all means, if you're worried about it, put some epoxy on it. Make sure you put a layer of hot glue on it first and then put the epoxy on it, because these switches will wick in epoxy if it's liquid, and the switch will stop working after a while. So kind of like those funky switches Axel Vapor likes on his mods.
9 for life.
And you know what? Let's do it cool here. Let's cut a small little piece. We'll do it live instead of having to use that long ass piece. And yes, I do use flux, and I use plenty of it. I clean my parts or any boards or anything like that afterwards. Flux makes everything better. All right. Am I still in frame?
Yeah, man, you're great.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And stick around too, folks, because while he's doing this, Nick has decided to once again stress test his DogMod by throwing it across the room again. What that's going to come down to is whether or not it breaks. It's either going to be really awesome or really fucking embarrassing.
So, I just put the heat shrink up there, and I like to use my torch when I have heat shrink like this. But in this case, since we're messing with fragile electronics here, I usually will take the soldering iron and just come in. If you don't have a heat gun, I wanted to show this because I don't think I've shown this before. You can heat up your heat shrink. Okay, and get that shaped in there. It takes a little bit longer, but it's a bit safer. Okay, there you have it. So now you can take this and you can grab a piece of larger heat shrink, like so, and you can take this guy and put a whole piece of heat shrink over it like that. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure that that's covered. So this
Somebody
isn't necessarily...
said that they thought welding wire already had flux in it, or is that just a certain brand?
No, for example, this wire that I use is a rosin core, so it does have flux in it. I like using a paste flux because of the different metals. Okay, so this tack switch, the pins on it, I have messed with it. It's all oily. I didn't clean it. The flux definitely helps in the voltage drop across that. If you're looking at that, I know Raph talked about this a little bit about testing the voltage drop to his 510s and stuff like that. And yes, soldering with flux and helps a lot. So something you can look at. Let me grab a longer piece of heat shrink here so we can. But yes, you don't have to use the flux. I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't use it. That's fine. I like using it, even though it's an extra step. And I've never had, knock on wood, an issue with a cold solder or solder breaking or anything like that. So, all right, so we're gonna put the heat shrink over that.
So I do want to take a second while he's heating this up and reiterate on a point of him never having an issue, because I just found out last night that out of all the Mastmod minis that he has made, you said not a single one has come back to you.
One came back, and it was because it was not because of any of my doing. It was actually broken, and it was an issue with the power adapter, where it was pretty much swung around and smashed. So nothing has come back because of soldering joints or any of those issues. So
for the guy saying that Mass seems amazing at this is exactly why he does TechTime.
Ding,
okay,
ding, 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 ding.
here you have your MOSFET all wired up. Okay, and heat shrunk. And as you can see, as this heat shrink was cooling, I went ahead and was squeezing the corners. That'll seal it completely up, and you can actually come back and cut this flat, and it's completely sealed. Okay, so that way you can just throw it in here however you want. And sometimes what I see is people will heat shrink stuff, and the metal will still be showing. You can still have contact with metal with that. Okay. Again, these are super long wires. It's just for ease of wiring. You can, if you want, you can just tuck that in there just like that. All right. And let's get some batteries. I'm going to be using again, I always recommend the Sony 30 amps. I'm going to be using some Orbtronics, 2900 mAh. These are lower amperage. This is just for show purposes. Do not use these. Use your higher amperage Sonys. Okay. So we're going to go positive up. I always wondered, like, doing this, one day something blows up. That's going to be so cool because it'll happen on camera. Positive down. Okay. And we're going to take, first thing I like to do whenever you're building something is take a voltmeter. Take an inline voltmeter. You could build you one of these. I have a whole write-up on this on Reddit. If you don't have one, buy one. These are great to test things out before you blow something up or melt something. Okay? We're going to screw this guy on here.
Is that particular one inside of a cardo tank?
Yes, it is. And it's going to end up there.
A lot of the ones you buy are in cardo tanks as well. It's a convenient sort of shape.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit.
So there you have. Let me turn this light off here for a second so you guys can see. We are 8.1. I've been using these batteries. We're 8.1 volts. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 0.5 ohm coil I have right here.
And to TLDR you guys on what you just saw, Mechbox Time with Mast, don't do any of this.
Yeah, this is for informational purposes only. So let's screw this guy on here. I just got it full of juice. Let's give it a rip. Okay, that is cooking. And you're safe. Your MOSFET is taking all of the load, and it takes it away from your batteries and of your switch. And as you can see, we're going to see right now what I wanted to show was I wanted to bring up the voltmeter back so you can actually see what the voltage is under load. Again, you're going to have higher drop with the higher voltage batteries stacked like that. So we're going to put this guy back on. I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. And there you go, 8.17. It's better with the light off, right? Okay, and 8.17. And you're going to see a substantial drop here. I think last time when I had testing this, it dropped to 6 volts. So 6.8. So 6.9, 6.8. Again, 6.8 volts, though, 0.5. Somebody can do the math for me. That's quite a bit.
It's a lot. That's
like
a lot. 70? 70, something like that?
I think it's like between 80 and 90 watts. I know 6 volts on a 0.5 is 72.
Yeah, 6.9. There's 6.9 going.
At a 0.5, is that what you said?
Yeah, 0.5.
92.48.
Yeah. So that is cooking, and you did it with almost no parts, and you have a safe box. You're using a sled. You're using all that now.
The key word here is safe.
Yes, absolutely. can you call this a mech box? You can call it whatever you want. I can tell you that your switch, I mean, we're using a tack switch here. Your switch is going to be safe. Your battery is going to be safe. And, you know, with this type of build, you don't have to build super low ohm. Some kind of, you know, 90, 100 watts is pretty respectable out of something like this. You know, even with the sag that you're getting. Okay, now if you build it the other way and you have your batteries parallel, the drop is very minimal. So you're usually firing at around, you start at around 4 volts. You're usually firing around at 3.9. Now with that, you're going to want to build like a, that's with a 0.2 ohm coil. So you could see you're going to have to start making some of that, just like a mech. You know, you're building just like you would for a mech. And when you're done, you throw your lid on it, and you know you have a safe mech box there. So there you have it.
Boom.
Boom.
Way to go,
Nice.
Master.
And I think I'm gonna put it together and vape on it during the show now. So let's do that.
No Romex, no nails for firing pins.
So while Mass is setting back up and coming to us before we announce the winner, I mentioned that we are going to re-stress test the DogMods.
Watch
find
this.
out if it is amazing or embarrassing.
Watch this to be the time that this one fails. This is
it'll
my
be the one
number
time.
000.
So
I'm not going to spin my camera around, but I'll
I
throw an X on there so you can see it. That way you know I don't go off screen and grab a different box. But watch
Well, I
this
think
be
that's
the
also
time that
going
this
on
one
with that
gives up.
engraving on the front too.
Yeah, but I could switch. I mean, I could have another one of these. I've got one. I've got a dead box with a similar engraving here, actually.
So let's chuck it across the room.
All right, here we go. Ready?
God.
That sound good.
I'm really surprised he hasn't cracked the screen yet. Seriously.
I know. Me too. I'm waiting for it.
Still not as cool as Chuff fired batteries.
Let's see. We got a battery over here.
And grabbing batteries. So while he's grabbing batteries, we had a late contest entry
Hey, it works.
that I'm not counting toward the contest, but I will share it. It's funny.
No, we just made a box mod so you all can vape on this in less than like 3 minutes.
Well, we got a lot of questions
All right.
on YouTube, like, is the battery sled supposed to move freely like that? And I'm like, look,
No.
all we're doing is showing people why you're supposed to use them offset. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Here we
we've
go.
covered.
All right, does it work?
I'm going to put the batteries back in it. We're going to find out.
Can we get a drum roll, Masty?
That's hot.
Up. It's coming on.
No.
It's coming on. Hold on. We're booting up.
Does it fire?
Let's get an addy on it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Tuck across the room.
Across the room, against a cinder block wall, across the floor, where batteries are 20 feet away from each other.
So here's our other contest entry.
Sir Odin Skirky. Nice.
And are we
Hey, this
ready
thing-
for the winner?
Can we have a manufacturer does not recommend throwing your dog mods across the
No,
room?
please don't do that. Or not into the sump either in the
You
basement.
can throw this one across. You ain't gonna hurt it.
So are we ready for the winner?
Do it. We're 2 hours in. Do it.
Nasty, you want another drum roll?
Sure, we got a drum roll. Here we go.
There's our winner. He got 13.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
It really was for this one the attention to detail. The attention to detail on this one earns this man a dog.
The
Someone said
bathroom
real,
and the hole in the chair is what got me.
Yep.
someone said real men chuck shit with batteries in it.
The batteries were in it when I chucked it. Those batteries are in it.
Yep.
That's why I had to go chase them around the room.
Nice.
So there will be a 15-man hangout up shortly for anybody who would like to come in and chat with us or with Nick or ask him any
I'll
other
be in
questions.
there. Come in and hang out.
Nick, thank you very much for coming on the show and talking about your device.
Thank you guys for having me. Seriously, thank you guys.
Thank you for allowing him this minute.
George, they say thank you. You get a tail wag. That's about
I
it.
like the rabbits.
He gets it.
Thanks, George. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and watching us live.
Yeah.